Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you today? Good. Great. Awesome. So it gives me great pleasure to kick off this today's day, and it's particularly significant for me because I've known of Rangde for a long time, been inspired by Kiva as well as Rangde in doing what we're doing. So welcome to Pune, and thank you for sharing your time with us today, Ram and Smita.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So, welcome to another session of My Story. I think it's our story today. It's two of us, so it's two of them, so it's going to be more our story. Sincerely delighted to introduce to you Smita and Ram, not Sita and Ram, as has been said a couple of times. But I think a unique couple behind a very unique concept and powering it through. So we'll have an interesting interaction going forward. But so the organization they founded and they represent is Rangde. I'm quite certain most of you, all of you would have heard about it, read about it. But I thought it would be only right to give a quick introduction with a small video. So that's Rangde for you. In a line for me, I think it is an effort which is effecting change, working towards eradicating poverty at the fundamental grassroots level. And let's take on the session, get a little more into what Ram and Smita are doing and how they're doing it. Right, good evening again. So I think, I'm sure everybody's very keen to know the story right from the beginning, how it all started. So why don't we start by understanding where it all started in terms of a little background for the both of you, education, and we take it on from there.
So in my case, the seeds were sown in some sense when I was doing my engineering. It's a college called Siddhartha Engineering College. It's also the same college where Ram Gopal was studied.
Wow.
So now you know why he makes the kind of films he makes. So, but I think, to general context, the college was quite notorious for its violence, campus violence, and so when I, unknowingly joined this college, there was this whole, sort of an opportunity which presented itself to do something for the college in terms of a fun event. But that event then eventually became a charity event. I was a huge fan of Missionaries of Charity, wanted to, do something for them. So organized this fundraising event, which eventually became a birthday bash for all the children who were at Nirmal Sishu Bhavan in Vijayawada, which was run by Missionaries of Charity. And what I saw was, and that is when it was in some sense, an experiment with empathy. That my first experiment with empathy was to groups of students used to find excuses to sort of fight with each other. They actually came together for the first time and participated. So that is when, for me, it was a life-changing moment, and I was pretty sure that that is something which I would do. But I wanted to time it well. I wanted to do it at a time and place when I didn't want my parents to file for bankruptcy because I wanted to change the world.
Right. Yeah,
So but the seeds were sown, and I wanted to sort of time it well, and then so came to Bangalore, started working, started volunteering for a couple of non-profits in Bangalore, and then eventually they happened.
How about you, Smita?
For me, I think when I was growing up, my grandparents had a huge influence on me. I think they were involved in a lot of community work, and my grandmom actually was, I think, a pioneer in our family. She got married at the age of 16, but then she went on to do her degree in homeopathy. She pursued classical music. I mean, she did everything that she wanted to do. She was the most social person in the family, but at the same time, she always found time to do community work. So every week there would be some event happening that she used to run summer camps for kids, and kids from all backgrounds used to come. So I grew up with kids from all communities, and then we used to have a great time. And I would always wonder, where she gets the resources for all this, because we're not from a very rich family, but then there was always abundance of everything there. So I used to wonder where all this is coming from. So she always told me that if you're sincere about what you want to do, resources will follow. You don't have to worry where the next meal is going to come from. And then I realized that she was actually encouraging women in the community to keep aside a fistful of rice every day. When they're cooking for the family, whatever they could keep aside. And that is what all the women in the community would aggregate. And at the end of the month, cook a huge meal for everybody. So we used to have people from all over the place who used to come and have a meal together. So that was like a very simple act of charity that she used to do, but then for me that was a huge influence. I went on to do my degree in mass communication. Really wanted to get into media because I love writing, and I said if my writing can influence people and make a difference, that's something I wanted to do. An internship with an ad agency kind of changed everything. So I did very well there, but then one of the ads for which I did the entire storyboarding and everything went on to become an ad after I left the agency. But then I received no credit or anything for that. So people in the ad agency said, okay, this is what we did and all of that. So for me, that was like, I think in some way made me realize that this is what I would be getting into, and I would probably not get credit for what I'm doing. And so who am I trying to please, or what am I working for? So that's when that whole thing of, what I really wanted to do in life started, and went on to do my master's in social work. And I think those 2 years were really the best, the best stretch, best part of my life. Because
So how long did you work for before going to your...
I didn't work at all. So this was an internship with an ad agency. So this was when I was doing my BA. So then masters in social work happened, and for 2 years, mainly because very few people know about this course, and people think that if you don't get into anything else, you end up doing a masters in social work. At least back then, that was the notion. But I went there, and then what happens there is you only attend classes for about